Welcome to the Multiverse Comics podcast. On today's episode, we have a mini episode with a debrief of Free Comic Book Day. Then we speculate about the future of Free Comic Book Day and other big holidays from our favorite comic publishers. All right, everybody, Jason here. I am going to give a quick brief on exactly what happened. Here's the news from our Free Comic Book Day, the breakdown of how things went for us. And I am thrilled to say we had our biggest sales day in the history of our shop on Free Comic Book Day this year. And special thanks to all the people that worked Free Comic Book Day. MVP goes to Pat the Mailman. John Sprague is always the manager and fearless leader on the floor every day that we have one of these big sales. So what a big week it was. We also recorded a little bit of an episode, a very brief episode, where we talked about Free Comic Book Day, the future of Free Comic Book Day, because it's historically managed by Diamond Comics, and what's going to happen with it going forward. You can join us as we jump right into that conversation. Here we go.
Leanne got word that Penguin Publishing has offered up, if Diamond, the new entity, does not want to do this, that Penguin Publishing is willing to throw some money with other partnerships. Because Leanne was like, I know you said the other day you were scared this was going to be the last one. So, well, we don't know what's going on with Diamond.
Right.
I said, granted, the big two do put out original content.
Yes.
But I said, but I don't know if either one of them are willing to negotiate to split the burden or who that would fall to. And she's like, oh. So she did some homework. I said, Penguin Publishing had started making, because apparently they were already in the planning stages for next year when this bankruptcy stuff started.
Right.
So I don't have nothing I put on the podcast other than saying I'll hope somebody else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got Free Comic Book Day, you've got the October, the Halloween thing that they do, so there's two twice a year you get this kind of goodwill outreach thing. So
hopefully.
Well, you also get the Batman Day and Superman Day now, too.
Yeah, but people just don't get it. I mean, it's great to have it, but it's like trying to clone Black Friday. Black Friday is Black Friday. So Free Comic Book Day is our day. But these other ones, like I can't tell you that we got an extra $500 out of Batman Day or Superman Day. Halloween, if we themed it right as a group, we could probably, if we did a trick or treat thing other than, hey, stuff's over there, I don't care.
Right. I like the little mini versions of comics that they do for the Halloween thing. I think that's pretty fun.
I'm just talking about as a revenue driver.
No. I know what you mean. Yeah. I think where they're missing the mark when it comes to Superman Day and Batman Day is they're just doing these reprints and that's it. Or a special Superman Day edition of this hardcover or Batman.
I wish they'd get one of the old Superman actors, even with guys off the animated series, to do like an ad for it, hype it up. Same thing, get Michael Keaton. I mean, it would be Conway if he's still alive.
Well, this year they could have mixed it in with the promo stuff for the movie. This year they could have done the new Superman to do
But I don't know how much DC proper comics cares about. I mean, they want it to be all right, but I think over time, other than Miles Morales, I don't know. I don't remember too many people were coming in going, "Hey, new Iron," you know what I mean? They didn't do for the industry.
No,
but like you said in your video, I mean, Superman should have had this day too. I don't know what spawned Batman Day. I'm fine with it. I mean, but I would like to see more of the legacy DC animated. I mean, I say animated because it's probably cheaper to get, but even Brandon Routh or Henry Cavill holding up a.
Yeah, what's that guy doing?
Yeah, what's that guy doing these days other than, 15 other movies he's rumored to be in, but you never see him.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say, what's he doing this other than 15? And then I thought you were going to say...
Your olds?
Oh, yeah, no. I was going to say... No, I have a lot of respect for him.
We think it. We don't say it.
No, but he's supposed to be in Highlander. He's supposed to be Captain Britain. He's supposed to be... I mean, there's all these rumors.
Warhammer.
Yeah, Warhammer.
The Warhammer one.
I don't know.
I think there's a novelty element that's missing here.
No.
It wouldn't have been this way under Bob Wayne.
That's for true.
Man. And on Bob Wayne's watch, you got all kinds of frivolous nonsense. Right, rings of
Bob Wayne,
fun badges,
Jim Shooter.
Yeah, I like actually for the Batman Day when they did the
masks.
masks. I
Those
was
are
like,
fun.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's cheap, and you know,
You probably had these laying around in a computer somewhere, and
Super
you,
fun.
you just send them. Yeah,
super fun.
I don't want to know what you guys did with the Batman Catwoman masks at your house. Just don't tell us.
Never said.
Just don't tell us about
That's,
that.
I've got better call it.
well, it's stuck in the wall for some reason.
No, I better call it notes. But yeah, that's
Yeah, like I said, I think Superman Day. I just don't know. I don't know what DC. I mean, Warner Brothers needs Superman to work. It really does. And I don't think anyone in DC Publishing is going, we really need to capitalize on this more than what they're already trying to do, because what's going to add Superman Day a month and a half before, 2 months before the movie release. But I'm glad. I mean, it does look like they are doing some things. Summer Superman. You got some respectable talent trying to tell stories. But if 5 people over the summer came in from the movie and said, I went and saw Superman, I've never read comics before, sell me something, I would consider that a win. I would.
Yeah, no, I agree. Speaking of Superman, did you by any chance, I know Bleeding Cool did a thing on this. I don't know, there may be other websites that have done it, about the judge's ruling to the Schuster estate.
Yeah, shot down that kid that was trying to keep getting released overseas.
Yeah. So do you know anything about this?
No.
Okay, so what happens is that I think it's this same lawyer guy who he's a professional rabble rouser or something like that. I'll be careful because I don't want him to come after me. And
why he hasn't been successful yet? Come on, if you want to sue someone that's almost homeless, come on down.
My name is John Sprague, and you can show me your work.
Your settlement's going to, I got 9 liens on my house, but your settlement's going to be 2 boxes of comics and my underwear. So that's...
what basically the approach this guy tried to take is to gum up the works for the European, England, Australia, and a couple of other European countries not being able to get the Superman movie. And he said the reason why is because the reversion of rights issues are different in those countries than they are in the States. Like in England, it's 25 years after the death of
The holder,
the person, the entity.
who owns the IP.
Yeah. Well, no, whoever created the thing.
Okay.
So in the case of Schuster, who's been dead for over 25 years, they were like, no, you don't actually have a claim onto this in Europe. And a judge tossed it out. It was like, you give it up, man, give it up. But what I found interesting about it was that the official response from the defendants on this the quote is something like, DC Comics controls Superman and what happens to Superman around the world. And I was like, well, no, that's interesting, because they didn't say Warner Brothers. They didn't say DC and Warner and, whoever owns Warner's these days.
Yeah.
It does own this these days. Okay.
Comcast.
Was it Comcast?
No,
I don't know.
Comcast.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it was AOL Time Warner.
Oh, wait, it's the Discovery. It's Discovery HBO.
Is that what it is? But no,
Which I
it's
think
just
might be Comcast.
DC. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, they're currently owned by Warner Brothers / Discovery.
Okay, so it's Warner Discovery. Okay. So the thought that just put in my head while we're chatting about all things Superman was, so when Warner's wants to make it, James Gunn, they want to make a Superman movie, how involved is DC Comics? Because in the good old days, that weren't so long ago, my impression was Warner's could care less what the fine folks at DC Comics think.
Yeah.
They're just going to go ahead and do their thing. But maybe the view now is more much like what Marvel did. No, you've got to have some push from the comic people because they understand the property the best.
You want to keep your core fan base, and you want them to drive the word of mouth for everybody else.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just thinking in terms of development, because when it's just the film company that are doing this, that's when you end up with movies like, any number of bad films that we've seen that had no comic involvement at all.
And something
The
else.
last Fantastic Four.
Sure, we can go
What's
with
the
that.
worst one?
That's because Marvel turned its back on that. But the one thing about that phraseology also brings up, you ever notice, I know probably both of you have, but how much, I've never tried to untangle this legal web. Anytime they use Superboy,
Yeah.
it always says with permission from the Simon Schuster estate. Lana Lang has the same notation something,
actually.
and every once in a while you'll see something else. So when you just said that about, DC controls the war, it almost made me feel like they're saying, but if I want to make a Superboy movie, I may get to, if I work a, I know it's not what you were going for, but if I wanted to work a deal with this, I mean, could I go to the Schuster estate and go, hey, I want to make my own Superboy movie? And
okay, so now that's now deep dive this, but there is a distinction. So Superman, when Superman is used in a DC comic, it says Superman created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster by special arrangement with the Jerry Siegel family.
Yeah.
But when it's Superboy or Supergirl, I think it's it's just Jerry Siegel. It's not Shuster and Siegel.
that may be what
because Siegel, I think, was the drive behind Superboy and not so much Schuster, which frankly, I don't know what the relationship was like between those two, but I'm sure if I would presume that Schuster was like, hang on, are you telling me that the boy version of this character is your own thing? Jerry, Oh yeah, it's completely different. Kind of like Vanilla Ice trying to explain.
Well, they did build a whole lore around
his song and Under Pressure. No, because Queen's Under Pressure goes ding ding, and my song goes ding ding. It's completely different.
No, theirs goes ding ding, and his goes ding ding ding.
No, Queen's goes ding ding, and Vanilla Ice's goes ding. It's subtle, but it's miles difference.
So I guess as we're talking about,
When I hear those intros, I always hope it's the Vanilla Ice version.
Why? You just say these things to rile me up. I know that you do. Well, congratulations. That one was.
You have to remember, that was my time. I can quote all of Ice Ice Baby right now from memory. I can rap the entire thing.
I've just learned something about him today, and I don't think I'm happy about it.
they can rap.
No. There was never a good time for Vanilla Ice.
Oh, I loved Ice Ice Baby.
No.
The Turtles movie.
No.
Oh, man, the Turtles movie.
No. You can add that to your list. No Stroke Today. No. What was the other one? No buying new versions of Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
And no Vanilla Ice.
And we'll wrap it up right there. Thank you for joining us for this special mini episode of the Multiverse Comic Book Podcast. If you'd like to meet us in person, you can come to the shop at Multiverse in Hearst. And if you'd like to shop with us online, you can do that at www.multiverse.shop. Until next time, keep reading comics.